Hello from the Busy Needle. Today I thought I would let you see me do something a little different. My thyroidectomy surgery, I'm almost over that, and now I've had a tooth to go bad. So my Christmas break has not been as productive as I had hoped. I'm on antibiotics for that. Hopefully I can get that fixed up next week when the infection goes down. I have finished a quilt top. I had just a little to do, and as you can see here, I put my borders. And the outside border I made a little larger because this fabric that I have to make my border is a true raveler. This stuff, you just look at it and it starts to ravel. So I decided to cut my outside border about an inch wider to allow for raveling. And then I saw how much it was going to ravel. I decided I would use my serger to go around the outside. Now this machine makes a horrible noise. I hope you can hear me over it. I do not like to use this machine. Now what a serger does, let me find my scrap I started with, it covers raw edges. And you can use a serger. This is a 4-spool serger, and you can use it to sew things together like knits if you're making t-shirts and that kind of thing. About the only thing I use mine for is to cover raw edges. So I'm going to cover this raw edge with this, so as I'm quilting this, and this is going to take me months to quilt, it doesn't ravel out on me, and then I'll trim it off at the very end before I put on the binding. But I have to go all the way around. As you put material through a serger, it overlock, as we call it, overlock, and it cuts off the edge. So you have to be careful when you put it through, because once you make a boo-boo, a seam ripper and a serger don't really mix. You really have to be sure of what you're doing when you sew something up using a serger. I'm not crazy about this one. I hope it doesn't have a problem before I get done. There is a tension issue. My mom, who I call the machine whisperer, usually works on the serger. The whole idea of threading this thing is very scary, and this opens up, and you see all the lint in there, and you have to use tweezers, and it's really kind of frightening. And it's a white brand. It's actually a pretty good little serger for home use. It has suction cups that hold it down to the table. I just don't hardly, I don't think I've had it out in about 6 months. I don't use it that often, but it's the name of the game. What you could do if you don't have a serger in this situation, you could take your sewing machine and zigzag on this, or if you cut it long enough, you could actually just turn it under and run a little shirt tail hem in it, and that will keep it from raveling on you as you're going through the quilting process, because you're going to handle it a lot when you're quilting it, especially if you hoop quilt or if you're going to put it through the machine, which will turn it a lot. And this, as you can see, I mean, this was just cut and sewn on. Look how it's raveled already. Stuff is extremely ravelly, this kind of fabric I bought. So I'm going to keep serging this, and maybe I'll get it put in my frame sometime today or tomorrow if I feel up to it with all this trouble I'm having with my tooth. So everybody have a good day, and God bless.